now. I've done the car. Splash. Very smart. It is very smart, isn't it? And yours is pretty cool. Mine's got an area.
So how do you rate your chances?
Well, the competition here today is pretty tough, so not too optimistic in all honesty, but you've got to have a positive attitude when you're working, so try your best and see how it goes. That'll be it for there. We'll go around the other side now and do the same again. So you clean one item and you make another item dirty. Yeah, it takes quite a bit of effort just at the beginning here to get it ready, because 10 o'clock, 30 minutes from now, it's hands off. Everybody has to put the cloths down and get out of the way and leave the judges to do their thing. So it's always a busy moment just before the start for a couple of hours, so forgive me for carrying on.
And I tried to get, there's a company there who have full-size bullets.
And this is a Ferrari 166 Millimiglia Vignale Spider. It's a car from 1953, but it raced the Millimiglia in 1954, and it raced pretty thoroughly throughout the 50s and 60s. It raced again the Millimiglia in 99 and 2000, and in 2000 it was stolen at the finish line in Brescia. And eventually it was found, the legend has it, when the Italian police, who'd been tracking down some crime syndicate for a while, found it in a barn. Anyway, we bought it, we restored it, and we finally raced it in the Millimiglia in 2010, which we've just finished doing, so it's pretty much fresh from there. It is going to race again, and the Millimiglia is one of the most famous road races of all time. It was run in between 1927 and 1957, and it basically finished in 57 when there was a big crash and a bunch of spectators died. It's the race probably most famous for the fact that Sterling Moss raced in a 300 SLR, which is pretty much the most valuable car in the world. He raced it, and he just did an astonishing time. It was the quickest time ever, and it really immortalized the race. Started again in the 70s and now has been run ever since. You can only really run it if you're in a car that either raced it in period or would have been eligible. As I said, this car was eligible to race it, so it's quite a special little thing. And we really bought it to race. It is racing again at the Goodwood Revival with a professional driver driving it, because I can't be trusted. And we finished the Millimiglia and we did a good job, I think. So don't normally enter cars into concours, because it takes a kind of... I'm more interested in the kind of mechanics and in driving them at speed, but also for people who are interested in just how pristine their cars are, a concourse is a great way of expressing that side, and it's fun to be here, of course, and who knows, we may even win, although history has shown that I don't typically win concourse, but largely because of how recklessly I drive the cars on the road. But we're going to give it a go this year, and we have actually taken the trouble to clean it, though I don't necessarily think we've cleaned it quite to the standard of some of the other cars. But we drove it a long way to get here, we'll drive it a long way back, and then we'll start racing it again. It is a pretty rare car. There were about 7 that were made. So this is one of them. It is the kind of I would say the son of one of the very, very first Ferraris, which was called the 166 Barchetta. Barchetta meaning little boat, and this was a variant of that. It's the 166, as I said, Vignale Spider. But if you look at some old photographs, you'll see that it's a very, very similar looking car. The body looks different. It looks ever so slightly different. But it's a remarkable car. It drives incredibly well, given that it's 57 years old, but we had it on the motorway and very little can touch it, and it certainly is quite a bit quicker than 60s or 70s Ferraris, but it's just great fun to drive. It's a tiny little thing, it makes a great noise, it's very responsive, and it was a real thrill racing it, and I look forward to racing it and staying alive from here on in. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left.
All the time this wind keeps blowing, you're not going to be able to do anything else.
Preparation's taken a good 6 months, starting from removing the engine from underneath the car, taking the engine out of the cradle, having the cradle totally refurbished and repainted, all the suspension removed and refurbished, brakes, drive shafts, everything inside the engine bay, paint work. A lot of time was spent on it, many hours. Fortunately, I've been able to do it myself. I'm not going to tell you how much it cost me because my wife might watch this video. But if she's not watching this bit, it's probably about £1,000. One of the cheapest parts to replace on this car, surprisingly, is the cam belts because they're only about £16 each. But to get to the parts to be able to change the cam belts is around £1,000. So I think I've done fairly well on this on a fairly small budget.
Do you think it went?
Not sure. They seem to be poking in all the places that there could have been a little bit of dirt still left. That was tough, I think.
Now, why I've entered Concours, that's a difficult question. And sometimes I ask myself the same thing, why, when I had last week off work and clean, it's just one big effort for cleaning. But I suppose when you get your car to a certain standard, it's nice to put it into Concours and try and see how well it does and see how it's viewed with other people's eyes. So it's an interest aspect, really. I enjoy messing with the car, so I suppose it's a natural progression to have a bash at Concours.
Second sitting at 1:30. I've got to say something about the centre display in amongst the Concours here, which is...
That's right, you have the red inserts or you have the full black leather.
No, you
could have. I could show you
Have you done hoses?
Yeah, did those, yeah, because they're with the carbs manifolds.
calipers. It's only got the holes in the front, but like the light car, never come with it.
Finishes here and lets it down there.
Yeah. So do we not want? We got front wheel aperture holes.
Seat locks and wheel options, silicone around the wheel options.
And now we move on to the prize giving. So all I need now is the club chairman to appear. He's behind you. First in class with a car that competed in the Mila Mila in May this year with his 166 Mila Mila, Philip Highlander. So Concours cars do some work. First in class then with his fantastically prepared 355 Berlinetta, Terence Clark, and he does get a Maguire's Car Care Products pack.
So here we are, a few hours later and a lot of cleaning and first in class. So totally unexpected and great surprise and very happy.